Today we're going to talk about avoiding a skid. Weather is probably the biggest contributing factor when loss of traction skids are involved, followed closely by vehicle speed. Wet, snowy, or icy roads and driving too fast is the perfect environment. Wind can also play a big factor as well. Here we see FedEx going down a snowy mountain pass, and there's not enough traction between the tires and the road surface. Here we see Swift Transportation go over an overpass, run into slick conditions, apply the brakes, and instantly lose control of the vehicle. You never want to hit the brakes if you start to lose control of the vehicle. It will only amplify the situation. Here we see a four-wheeler go over an overpass, start to lose control, hit the brakes, and then completely lose control of the vehicle. Once again, driving too fast on wet roads, this big truck came up on slow traffic, hit the brakes, hydroplaned, lost control of the vehicle. Here we see a simulation of a big truck jackknifing. Once the front of the tractor starts to get away, the trailer will continue to push forward and cause the tractor to come around and strike the trailer. If you're fortunate enough to drive a manual transmission, let off the fuel, depress the clutch, and steer out of it. Do not hit the brakes. Once you hit the brakes, you will lose control of the vehicle. Plan ahead, know the weather, increase your following distance. Here we see a state trooper being passed by a pickup truck. This pickup truck loses control of the vehicle, and once it starts to get away from him, he can't recover. There's only so much that friction on a road surface between the tires and the road surface can do for you. Once the weather plays into it, it's a done deal. Here we see a police cruiser that gets flipped around by a vehicle that struck it. Now it's facing oncoming traffic. As you can see, it's still wet by the spray, but it's freezing over. And although most of the vehicles have slowed down, FedEx is coming down the road at a high rate of speed, and now he cannot stop, as you will see here in a second. Incredibly scary. Once you see traffic slowing down or there's any sign of a vehicle in a ditch, that's your sign to slow down. Here again we see Estes on black ice. You can see he hits the brakes, and once he starts hitting the brakes, he loses control of the vehicle. Scary stuff. The drivers that have been out here doing this for a long time, they know what to look for. They know when to slow down, they know when to take it easy, they know when to lower the radio, and they know when to be on their game. We are now going to have a roundtable discussion on some things to consider to avoid a skid. Should you experience a loss of control, what are some of the things we can do to get out of the situation?